Yes, guys, welcome back to Flat Cap Euro Talk and another scout report. And this time we're going to be breaking down the new signing, Rodrigo Bentancur. For this one, we're going to be breaking down that new signing. Everybody, looking forward to it. I will say Rodrigo Bentancur is actually a pretty solid signing for the price. I feel like it's a pretty solid signing. He is somebody that I do really highly rate. I feel like my only kind of qualm is that maybe he's not exactly that deep lying playmaker we're really looking for, that creative midfielder. He's kind of very similar to maybe someone like an Ollie Skip actually for us, which to a degree, might actually be more useful to Conte at the end of the day. And I think maybe we could kind of, bring that into kind of consideration with Bettingor is that he could be a bit more of that kind of Ollie Skip kind of like player. Not really exactly the mold of midfielder that we really need, but certainly could be plenty helpful to Antonio Conte. But let's break down Rodrigo Bentancur. Again, everybody, this is just going to be a quick kind of breakdown, a quick kind of little scout report explaining who Rodrigo Bentancur is and what he can kind of bring to Spurs and bring to Antonio Conte. Born in Nueva Helvecia, Uruguay, believe is some west. I think it's just some distance west of Montevideo, the capital. He's 24 years old, born on June 25th, 97, turning 25 in this year, actually. So he'll be turning 25 soon. I think around like close to 2 years younger than Harry Winks, I believe. Position center mid, can play also holding midfielder. Can probably play as more of a box to box center mid for us. That's why I kind of envision him doing, kind of helping out the likes of Skip and Hoiberg, and even just playing as that sort of more mobile, you might say, kind of a midfielder for us. 1.87 meters tall, 6 feet 2 inches. I feel like that is actually good to see because our midfield isn't very tall when you kind of do think about it. Youth career, played for Boca Juniors, which is always a good sign. Market value 22.5 million pounds. It seems like we're getting him for around 24, 25 euros, 24, 25 million euros, which I think is a fantastic deal when you do think about it. If he's valued around 22 and a half, get him for around 24. I mean, it's not really paying very much above what the market like deems him to be, valued as. So I think that's actually quite a decent deal, to be fair. But we will see, I guess at the end of the day, towards the end of the season, we will see whether that deal was worth it. Uh, his attributes include, lots of stamina, really tough work rate, really strong tackler. David and I will be breaking down the highlights for you guys as well as with Kulusevski in another video. But really good tackler of the ball, I must say. Pressures, very good at pressures, very good at being able to win the ball. He seems to kind of pressure all over the pitch. Sometimes you can kind of find him kind of pressuring a right back or a left back, all the way inside their own half. So I will say he does have absolutely combine that, pressures with the work rate for sure. Very cool in possession, especially when he wins the ball back. Is very cool in possession. Doesn't really panic and go for a dangerous pass. Doesn't really, dwell on the ball too much, kind of just is nice, calm, and relaxed in possession after winning it back, and he gets stuck in. So you can kind of see by the attributes, a lot of it has to do with defensive work, a lot of it has to do with tackling. But I feel like he is a bit better than that, despite those being his best attributes. I feel like he's a bit more well rounded than that. I decided to compare him to Ollie Skip for this one, just because he's probably played, the closest amount of minutes to someone like an Ollie Skip, whereas, like Hoiberg, I think, has played more minutes than him. Harry Winks hasn't played nearly enough minutes to really compare with him. So I decided to compare him and Ollie Skip here. Ollie Skip has played 18 matches with 1,300 minutes played, where Bentancur has played 19 matches with 1,500 minutes played. So not too considerable of a difference, but one that you want to take into account, I would say, between the two. Bentancur has played 8 key passes so far after 19 matches in Serie A, where Skip has played 7 passes into the final third. They're very close to each other. Progressive passes, Skip has played a lot more, or plenty more progressive passes, that being passes forward that are 10 yards or more that kind of progress the play than Bentancur has, which I think does say a lot. It does also say how brilliant Skip is, but it does actually maybe say that maybe Bentancur is taking a lot of the easy sort of passes, at Juventus, which makes sense. They do play a bit more of a slow, kind of methodical sort of kind of style over in Italy. Passes completed under pressure, though. Bentancur has completed 106. Skip has completed 95. Shot creating actions. This is, I think, where it's nice to see. Bentancur has had considerable more shot creating actions made than Skip. That probably has to do with the fact that Bentancur does play at the end of the day for a team like Juventus. I know Juventus aren't having a strong season, but they probably still at the end of the day do create quite a few chances, and Bentancur probably will then benefit from a team that creates a lot of chances. Skip, on the other hand, plays for a team that sometimes has struggled to create chances, especially under Nuno. So his can be around 22, but it's nice to see Bentancur actually maybe showing that he might could be a bit better at creating chances than potentially Skip. I don't want to make that conclusion, but maybe that's uh, potentially the case this season, at least what the stats are telling me there. Progressive carries, Bentancur 51 progressive carries, where Skip has had 88. It really does show that Skip is an unbelievable player when it comes to winning the ball back and then just taking it high up the pitch, just being able to drive it up the field. Players dribbled past, Bentancur has dribbled by 5, or Skip has dribbled by 2 so far this season. Carries into the final third. Skip has had more tackles and interceptions. Bentancur is actually an elite, and this is what we're trying to get into, an elite ball winner, where he has had, I believe, this so far this season is averaging well over 5 tackles and interceptions per 90, which is an elite level. That is like the indication of an elite ball winner. If someone is able to average over 5 tackles and interceptions per 90, that is an absurd amount for a fullback, for a center back, for a center mid. That's just an elite amount of kind of ball winning kind of sort of numbers. So I'm actually not surprised he's that far up and Skip is maybe that far down. Probably Hoiberg is maybe going to win more possessions than maybe Skip is because Skip kind of sits back a bit more. But Bentancur certainly is an excellent ball winner. Successful pressures 96 for Bentancur, where Skip has had 71. Shows again Bentancur could be that kind of a box to box sort of presser and ball winner for us, which could really maybe make Hoiberg's job a lot easier and Skip's job a lot easier. Long passes completed, Bentancur 77 and Skip 74. As you can tell, everybody, not really a lot of great stats, I would say, from Bentancur, apart from chances created, apart from the long pass. But I would say when it comes to Bentancur, he did have a season a while back, 2 seasons ago. I think it was 2 seasons ago, where he had 7 assists actually in the Serie A. So maybe there is something about the player that is actually there that, sometimes the stats don't really show. Maybe he is actually kind of better at playing that final pass, getting that final goal, getting that final sort of threaded ball through the lines or in between the lines. Maybe he is better than the stats really show. Doesn't really seem so, but I will say, like, let's take that into account. 7 assists at one stage in the Serie A. But that is just a quick little breakdown, everybody, on Rodrigo Bentancur. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Do let me know if there's anything about the guy that I might have missed, something about the guy that catches your eye. Whether you think it's a good signing for 24 million pounds. I think you have to take that into consideration. The price seems actually quite fair, not really overpaying for him, if you really ask me. But let me know, everybody, what you think down in the comments below. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to never miss another one like this, and I'll be seeing you.